Welcome back to Recap World. Today we are going to recap 2011 sci-fi drama movie titled Another Earth. Rhoda, an ambitious student, crosses paths with John in a tragic accident in which his wife and son get killed. After serving her prison sentence, she is determined to mend John's disturbed life. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to our channel. Now, without wasting any further time, let's begin, shall we? Rhoda, a 17-year-old student, has been accepted to MIT and is throwing a party to celebrate. Rhoda is finally able to realize her ambitions and will attend one of the most prestigious universities in the world. Rhoda is completely drunk after the party and is driving home. While she is driving, a man on the radio announces the discovery of a new blue planet in the solar system that is very similar to Earth. Rhoda looks out her window and notices a blue planet in the sky. In the middle of the road, John, his pregnant wife and their son are waiting for a traffic signal. Suddenly, Rhoda's car slams into them. Rhoda is hurt, but she manages to get out of the car. She goes to check on the other car's passengers and finds John and his wife unconscious. Rhoda is taken aback by their presence and walks away, but then she discovers John's son's body, motionless on the ground not far from the car. The police arrive and arrest Rhoda, who is charged with driving while drunk and killing John's wife and son. Rhoda's sentence is reduced because she is a minor. Rhoda has served her prison sentence for 4 years. She leaves the prison with her belongings. Scientists are still investigating the blue planet and conducting various studies. Rhoda's parents pick her up and drive her home. Soon after returning home, Rhoda discovers that space agency is offering tickets to the chosen one to visit Earth 2. She does not apply for the ticket, however, because she is no longer interested. The next day, Rhoda goes to look for work and is hired as a maintenance worker in a school. Rhoda is not the same person she was 4 years ago. She prefers to be alone at this point and does not wish to converse excessively. She notices John putting a toy of his son on the road as she walks down the road. Rhoda returns to home and searches the internet for John, discovering that he was in coma following the accident. Before the accident, John was a fantastic composer. Rhoda discovers his address and visits him at night. She notices John through a window. Rhoda blames herself for what happened that day, and the guilt consumes her from within. Rhoda walks out on the frozen lake and removes her clothes. She attempts suicide by lying naked on the ice, but someone notices her and saves her. Rhoda, who is now recovering from her injuries, reconsiders and applies for the ticket to Earth 2. Rhoda is sick and feeling guilty and decides to meet with John and tells him everything. She pauses, however, and instead introduces herself as a cleaning service provider. John does not recognize her and allows her to enter. Rhoda wanted to leave after a meeting with John and went for the exit door. However, she changes her mind and begins cleaning. When she is finished, John asks her to leave and return every week for the cleaning. Rhoda returns home and begins practicing, telling John about the accident. When Rhoda returns to John's house, she still lacks the courage to tell him. Instead, she resumes her cleaning. Rhoda comes across a photograph of John and his family while cleaning. Rhoda, feeling bad, chooses not to tell John anything and departs. Rhoda returns to John's house the following week with cleaning supplies and continues cleaning. She wishes to improve John's life in any way she can. Rhoda and her family are watching TV as Dr. Tallis attempts to contact the people of Earth 2. Dr. John of Earth 2 responds, much to surprise. It turns out that they are both the same person from a different planet. They share a birthday, a life, and a past and are like mirror images of each other. Rhoda goes back to John's house to clean after she is finished. John invites Rhoda to join him in a video game. Rhoda is initially hesitant. Later on, however, she is completely engrossed in the game and they play all day. When Rhoda is finished cleaning, John offers her to drive her home. Rhoda hesitates, but John persuades her and drives her home. Rhoda is now cleaning at John's house on a regular basis, and the two are becoming friends. John enjoys her company and spends the entire day with her. Rhoda expresses her desire to visit Earth too. While they are talking, John noticed that Rhoda had cleaned some of his wife's and son's clothes. John becomes enraged and orders Rhoda to leave. Rhoda no longer wants to visit John's house and is now employed at the school. Pardeep, who works as a maintenance man at school, was bleach in his eyes and ears. She discovers he is now deaf and blind. Rhoda was walking home one day when she noticed John waiting outside her house. John apologizes for being rude that day and asks if he can take her somewhere to make amends. Rhoda is taken to theater by John, who performs music to her. Rhoda begins to think about space and her journey to Earth too while listening to the music. After that, they return to John's house and make love, realizing all of their suppressed emotions. Rhoda goes to the hospital the next day to check on Pardeep, who is undergoing treatment. Rhoda returns home and discovers that her letter to the space agency requesting a ticket to Earth 2 has been accepted. Rhoda informs John and the two of them celebrate together. However, while having dinner, John requests that Rhoda not accompany him. Rhoda finally musters all of her strength and tells John the entire story of the accident. John is perplexed and enraged, so he tells Rhoda to leave right away. Rhoda has made her decision to travel to space. However, Rhoda later discovers that Earth 1 and Earth 2 lost their sync when they first made contact 4 years ago, implying that the things on Earth 2 may be different from the things on Earth 1. Rhoda rushes to John's house and informs him that his wife and son could be alive on Earth 2 and that the accident could have been avoided. Rhoda hands John her ticket and walks away. John then begins his space travel, preparations and training. After 4 months, Rhoda is back to her normal life, continuing to work at the school for maintenance. Rhoda sees herself from Earth 2 as she walks home, who never met with the accident and went to MIT. Rhoda from the Earth 2 realized her dreams and became a huge success. That's the life of Rhoda from Earth 1 might have had been if she hadn't died in a car accident 4 years ago. And this is where the movie comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, until next time.